When I became exposed to community music, I found a place that privileged the musician and the well-being of the musician and nurtured the creativity of the musician over the perfection of pre-composed music. I'm Lee Willingham, professor in the Faculty of Music at Wilfrid Laurier University and director of the Laurier Centre for Music in the Community. This book focuses on where music interacts with people in boundary settings, the places where music exists that are outside of the center, outside of the conservatory, outside of that safe and sacred place. It's out there. So, for example, we've got a section on music in prisons. We have a section where music and identity, and we're inferring cultural identity. We've got another section on indigeneity in music. As you read through the book, all 32 chapters, and plus the foreword and the introduction and the postscript, they all talk about how music impacts people's lives. You will hear people say that their experience in community music has transformed them in some way or another. And I think that might be the overarching connection within this book. Community music defies a tight definition. It really reflects the context in which it exists. We did almost 1,000 street surveys when I first came to Laurier to ask people about the role of music in their lives. And 99% of them said, yeah, music's a big part of my life. When we asked them, are you a musician? They would say, no, I'm not a musician. But we would drill a little deeper and find out, yeah, well, they play guitar. Oh, they do play in the local pub. Oh yeah, we're not a musician because we don't read music like you do. So we understand that music is just as much a right of every individual as, say, basic literacy, basic numeracy. Musicianship is part of our DNA. And one of the attributes, I think, of community music would be that we believe that every individual is entitled to a music experience in their life. Music has a certain quality of universality about it, and it's the idea that it's an ethical exchange of people's expression, and we consider it as a gift to humans, as a means of enhancing our lives, as enhancing our relationships, of sharing, breaking down barriers. So in a sense, the whole book is about well-being, but it lasers in on certain aspects of lives that may not necessarily be addressed or attended to in normal, academic circles. Well, Laurier has evolved into being kind of the epicenter of community music globally. If you think about our Bachelor of Music program in community music, then our Master of Arts in community music, and the proposed PhD, we would be the only university globally that has that continuation of an undergraduate through the terminal degree. I think what's happening is Laurier is emerging as a model that can be replicated and is being replicated in various jurisdictions, both in Canada and beyond.